Welcome back to the channel here at Atlas Sports. Today we're rebuilding the Cleveland Browns. We're going to start this series off with Dillon Gabriel. I am a big fan in Sanders. It's just that, if he ends up being a bust in a couple of years, I'll take my loss on it, but I think Dillon Gabriel's probably their best shot right now. This might be a little weird, but we're going to release Jerome Ford and just focus on our rookie running backs. This team really needs some wide receiver help, so we're going to go jump into free agency. McCole Hardman's going to join the team for 1 year, along with Sterling Shepard. And we can't forget about the amazing defense that they got going on here, especially with their defensive line. It looks like the Green Bay Packers are actually trying to trade Christian Watson, and he really seems to be somebody that we could really use right now. We're sending a third and a late fifth to the Green Bay Packers for Christian Watson. Now, we do also have some big-time moves to make, which some people might not agree with, but that's just the way that these rebuilds go. We're going to trade David Njoku to the Denver Broncos for Hufanga, a third and 2 sevenths, one this year, one next year. We're trading Wyatt Teller and a third next year to the Colts for their second-round pick this year. Jerome Baker's back for 4 years as well, and we'll keep Tevin Jenkins for 3. We're going to move Grant Delpit to free safety, and Hufanga is going to stay a strong safety. All right, so at the end of the season, we ended 7-10, just barely beating the Cincinnati Bengals, but not enough to make the playoffs. We are projected to have the 6th overall pick in the draft, along with number 32, because apparently the Jacksonville Jaguars are making it to the frickin' Super Bowl. They're the 1 seed, damn Travis Hunter. We're going to end up with pick 31 or 32 because the Jaguars had to just make it to the Super Bowl. There are 3 Browns on the offensive rookie list. Dillon Gabriel at 4, Judkins at 7, and Fannin at 8. We have 2 Browns on the defensive rookie of the year list in Mason and Carson at 4 and 5. Green Bay Packers win Super Bowl 60, 32-7. At least we have pick 31, not 32. Dillon Gabriel ended up with almost 3,500 yards, 26 touchdowns, and 14 interceptions. Judkins ends up at 861 yards with 4 touchdowns. Jerry Jeudy and Christian Watson both combined for 6 touchdowns and 1,200 yards. Alright, we targeted 3 offensive linemen because that's what we need going into the draft. We got left tackle, left guard, and right guard. We'll see if maybe we can pull Cole Strange away from Tennessee. And we do actually end up with all 3. We have a 1-year deal, 2-year deal, and another 2-year deal. Going into the draft, we're looking for a left edge or a corner, maybe even 2. Deion Winston looks to be like he's going to be our guy here. He is fantastic. Now we just have to make sure that he doesn't go anywhere, but the Rams, the Packers, and the Commanders all want him. The Commanders are in front of us, so we're going to have to trade up about 8 spots to get him. We're sending pick 14 and 47 to the Commanders for pick number 6. He's ranked number 2 in the draft, and he is hidden development. Look at those stats. I know that we need an edge, but Miles Bacon, I really think is going to be something special. He was ranked the number 12 player in the draft. That's an A+. Wow, we hit on our first 2 picks. Look at that, 80 and 77 overall. And we're going to play Winston over every other corner except for Denzel Ward. So I'm not going to lie to you, it's not looking good here in the second year of this rebuild. We're 1-5. Wow, but we are a no-fly zone when it comes time to opponents' passing yards. Dillon Gabriel is not having the greatest year. Winston is a superstar X-Factor corner. I knew it. Grant Delpit is coming back on a 5-year deal, and Christian Watson's coming back on a 4-year deal. The 2026 Browns end 5-12. Dillon Gabriel turned his season around, ending with more touchdowns than interceptions. Miles Bacon was in 10th place for Offensive Rookie of the Year, and Deion Winston was in 5th place. The Jets beat the Packers by 1 point in the Super Bowl. The Cleveland Browns are sending Brewer, a first this year and a second next year, to the Raiders for Max Crosby. With Myles Garrett on one side and Max Crosby on another, there's no way that the next year this isn't the greatest defense in the league. We just have to figure out what's going on with this offense because apparently nobody wants to score. Brian O'Neill has officially landed in Cleveland on a 4-year deal. At week 9, the Browns are officially 4-4. They're an 86 overall team with a 92 rated defense. Dillon Gabriel's looking hot when it comes time for his yards, touchdowns, and interceptions. We're in the 4th position in the AFC North. No way we didn't make the playoffs. Myles Garrett and Max Crosby, 21 tackles for loss and only 18 sacks between the two of them. Xavier McKinney, Denzel Ward, Rasheed Walker, and Matt Goncalves is coming to Cleveland. Going into the draft, the Cleveland Browns are really looking for a quarterback. The quarterback I'd be willing to trade for. Looking through the quarterbacks, unfortunately, there is nobody here that is going to help us now. We're trading our first-round draft pick to the Raiders for their third-string quarterback who's actually a superstar development player. An 87 overall, 91 defense, 84 offense. The Cleveland Browns have to do it this year. There are a lot of contracts that are expiring, and we're going into our final year of this rebuild. Bryan Bresee is going to come here to Cleveland and take over our D-tackle 2 spot. The Cleveland Browns are 6-1. Thank you, Madden gods. Sunday night prime time, the 6-1 Browns, the 5-2 Bills. Who gets it done? And that'll be the Bills, but hey, we're still 6-2. We could be 2-6. Fernando, our quarterback, won 1799 yards, 17 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. That's a lot of 7s. We are not running the football whatsoever. Miles Bacon, finally the leading receiver on this team. But Jose Martinez with 8 touchdowns. Christian Watson, unfortunately, is doing nothing here in his 3rd and final year of his contract. Just like last year, there are a bunch of players that need to come back, but we just don't have a lot of cap room, so we might be saying goodbye to a lot of excellent players. How do you go 6-1 and then fall to 9-8? You're literally like, okay. The quarterback played freaking amazing. We ran the ball the second half of the season. There were 29 touchdown passes between everybody on the offense. Christian Watson turns it around. Bacon almost has a 1,000-yard year. 20 sacks between the dream team. 21 tackles for loss. Even Bresee got 4.5 sacks. I don't get it. I don't. I mean, we were only 2 games behind Cincinnati. That's a friggin' heartbreaker. Madden simulation this year just isn't good for rebuilds, I guess, because we were 6-2 and then choked it all away. Super Bowl 60s between the Chiefs and the Giants. Myles Garrett wins Defensive Player of the Year, and he wins Best Defensive Lineman. With only $54 million in cap room, we have to re-sign the people that have interest first. I think that's going to be our superstar X-Factor tight end. Mason Graham is back as well. And we have nowhere near the money we need to re-sign Carson, nor Bryan Bresee. I'll give the Browns 1 more season, but I'm not doing anything except simulating to the end. The Cleveland Browns just absolutely collapsed. The defense just fell off the face of the earth, and they won 2 of their last 2 games. I guess the Cleveland Browns are just destined for nothing. Here's a quick look at stats for everybody. A new running back rookie, Miles Bacon, another great year. Max Crosby, 18 tackles for loss, but only 4 sacks. Chase Waters, 8.5 sacks, leading the team. After upgrading everybody, they go to an 87 overall all the way across the board. And one last look at your final Cleveland Browns. Wow, man. I mean, they couldn't get it done. They had a fantastic defense, and they still do. They just have a couple of missing pieces on offense, and they just could never score any points. Only 7 interceptions in Winston's career so far, 4 years. I guess the Cleveland Browns just aren't cut out for a Super Bowl. They almost rank 32nd in almost every category. No matter where you are or what you're doing, thank you so much for tuning in and watching the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.